Hello, guys. Welcome to this episode. My name is David, and I will try to make a little overview about unit testing. I will cover some basics and also how you can unit test a class that extends a superclass. So, first of all, we want to basically test the superclass. Basically, in our case, uh, our car decorator. So in this case, we are doing unit test of a decorator design pattern, basically. So you can see that basically here there are different annotations, and so here we are creating a mock of a car object. So there is a difference that you have to know in the unit testing board between mocks, spies, and stubs. So mocks are basically like copies of objects, but they are like dummies, so to speak. They are dummy because they basically their methods, they are empty. So the result of this will be like an object whose methods and etc. are empty. So this is the mock. Then we have the spy, which is basically like a copy of this object, but has replicas of the original. So the methods etc. are like copies of the original. And then we have stubs. So stubs are basically some copies of some functions, basically, that basically are created by us in order to mimic the behavior of the original function. So yeah, this is it. Before this annotation here, so this mock goes in combination with rule, because in JUnit, in Mockito, basically, after that you specify a mock, you want to specify also a rule, and yeah. So this is the syntax when you use Mockito and JUnit. And then we have the before annotation. The before annotation is basically an annotation that runs something, so executes the content of this setup function every time before a method is executed. So if here we had like 1, 2, 3 methods, this before method would be executed before each one of these. Yeah. So here we basically test the decorator, and we use this when static method. With this one static method basically creates a stub of the turn on method that belongs to the instance of the car object. And so basically we create this tab that returns vroom. So basically this vroom is not returned by the actual turn on method of the actual car object, but is returned by a stub. So this because we are testing the decorator class, so we are testing an instance of the decorator object, and we want to mock all the other collaborators / dependencies. This static method, of course, verifies that vroom, this string, is equal to the result of the turn on method that belongs to the C instance object. So after that, we want to verify that an instance of the of car has ever been called at some point. So we want to verify that this mock basically has been called. Yeah. So if we run this, of course, as you can see, and as you can see, this executes correctly. So after that, we want actually to create some spies here, and we are using Power Mockito because Power Mockito has some has the possibility basically to analyze the bytecode and manipulate the bytecode, and this allows us to unit test some particular cases when we have static methods or private methods, and in this case we want to isolate basically our object, so our sports car, from the base class that it extends. So we want to basically stub this super turn on call, this super turn on method, and this is what we are going to stub, and we want to test that this class basically this method basically returns it goes fast. So this is what we are really interested into. This is not what we want to test at this point. So yeah, so we create a spy, so just exact copies of the originals, and so we have that, of course, the call of the super yeah, of the super class would return this first bit of information here, so this first part of the string, and so the full string that we want to verify that is being returned is this. Yeah, so as you can see, this is basically the dependency that we want to mock, and this is why we put this here in prepare for test. So this assures that this dependency is basically the one that we are going to mock. So as you can see here, yeah, the annotation to place a tag for testing. Classes need to be defined using the annotation, typically those that needs to be bytecode manipulated. This includes final classes, static or native method. They should be mocked. So we want to mock this this class, and this is what we do. And as you can see, yeah, this is it. So we mock the superclass here, which is the one that will be needed later on by our sports car. And then, yeah, we verify that an instance, yeah, we verify that we are running turn on that belongs to the sports car, and we verify that we run also the turn on that belongs to the car object. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that this makes it clear. So basically here we make we put a copy of the super class. We put the class that is the super class that we are going to go through when we actually create, in this case, an instance of sports car that extends the super class that we place here. So this is why this scenario is a little bit trickier, because besides these possibilities, there aren't other really other ways to do this kind of testing, and yeah, and be sure that yeah, everything works accordingly. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and yeah, for sure I will be doing another video, but this time I would like to probably do something about glue, or yeah, microservices in general, which is something that I am passionate about. And yeah, so for the future, this is what I would like to do. Probably I will use the Spring Boot, and I will use something that I made already in order to show you how you can easily create microservices with Spring Boot, because it's not complicated at all once you understand where to put your hands on. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and see you next time. Goodbye.